Hi everybody, this is Jim Egan, head of school, Synapse School with a Friday update. We just got done with an assembly on a Friday. It is Latin, X, and Hispanic Heritage Month, and so we had a dancer come in and teach us a number of moves that I don't know, that's for sure, that are a part of Latino, Latina, Latinx, Hispanic heritage. It was so much fun. Ask your kids about it. And thank you, Raquel, for putting that together today and also Caroline with her Spanish class. Okay, first of all, thank you parents for being such partners with us regarding our trip counts this past week, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I couldn't have asked for more from a community. Eric Story was shepherding all of us through this. Just again, thank you so much. And if you want to continue to carpool and bike in and walk in, like have at it. That would be great too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks to those of you who came out to the Guild a week ago for that event. We're still tallying up the results of that fundraiser. But more importantly, we had a wonderful time. It was raucous. It was a lot of fun. For those that came, I know you would agree with me. And it was just a delightful way to kick off the fall, I think, for sure. Another thing that kicked off back to school night. Let's talk about that first. Thank you teachers, thank you staff, thank you parents who came and asked great questions and gave me great feedback and got to see what we do and support our teachers and see this incredible, wonderful program that you're a part of. Those that came and stayed for the social event. Sorry I had to kick you out at the end of the night, but we had to go home. It was a wonderful night. But what I was going to say at back to school night, not only did you hear from the teachers and the specialists and see so many of them, and not only did you hear from our leadership, Katie, Holly, and Stephanie, and myself about the higher level programmatic intentions and priorities, we also kicked off the annual fund. Don't forget, it starts in earnest today. Our annual fund is our only comprehensive annual fundraising campaign. 100% participation is a huge goal. We've done it every year I've been here. Let's not have this year be the one year it doesn't happen. And we have a lot of ways you can get involved in this. We have ambassadors that are going to be reaching out, but certainly look at the newsletter on ways you can contribute. Website too is there for you as well. If you have questions, ask me, ask Sarah Hill, who's always my partner on this endeavor. It's an annual endeavor, so that's super. Other things going on. We had a coffee today on a Friday. Great showing. That was just a surprise, actually, because we switched the date up on you. So keep that up. We have family day camp going on tomorrow. Read the newsletter about times and place. That's an annual tradition. We have a Nerf war about to start over there in Building 4 with some teachers. We have after-school programs that started in earnest as well. So that's been super to see, and that actually not only helps kids extend their day here and get some enrichment on our campus, and that helps parents who are having a hard time shuttling around the peninsula, but it also helps with our pickup after school. So it serves multiple functions. I'm looking at some notes. I think I'm probably forgetting something. But I did want to say a couple things that are also important to point out to you that I do on the side that inform how I do my job. And so one thing is my relationship and our school's relationship with Peninsula Bridge, which is a nonprofit organization that locates super students that usually come from low income backgrounds. Lots of them are students of color. And we open our campus up to them. And we had seniors had an event that I volunteered for last weekend. The days are blurring. And it was on Saturday. We opened up our campus. We had college admissions folks from Duke to Oberlin to University of Chicago and others come in. And then we give those kids, those seniors, advice and coaching on their interviews, right? So they're rotating throughout the room. And we had our first Peninsula Bridge student ever who was at Synapse, who is now a senior in high school. He was there and he came up to me. He was bigger, deeper voice, Omar. And to hear his story and to see him now, my gosh, it was so gratifying, so wonderful to see that partnership that we have with the school, or excuse me, with that organization in our school, how that has developed kids here who've gone here, but also what we do for those students who come to the after-school programs on Tuesdays and Thursdays that we run here through Peninsula Bridge, as well as weekend events and summer events. I had a student yesterday, because like I said, we have an after-school program running here through Peninsula Bridge that 3 of our teachers teach in as well. Who is it? It's Devin, Shelly, and Ben. There was pickup happening for those kids, they're middle school kids, at 6 o'clock. Again, they're not Synapse kids, but they're Peninsula Bridge students that attend a variety of middle schools in the area. One of the students that was being released, the little sister came in. She was probably in 3rd grade, and she said out loud, and I was at the front desk, she said, "Wow, there's so much space, and there are all these tubes," and she was looking at the HVAC system. And so I just said to her from behind the desk, she didn't know who I was. I'm like, "So this doesn't look like a school, does it?" And she says to me, "No, it looks like a playground." And to get that response from a 2nd or 3rd grader who's never seen our campus was really telling, right? That's really interesting information, because we want our school to inspire kids from other schools, as well as the students that are here too. So that partnership with Peninsula Bridge is not only something that we're proud of as a school, but it also helps inform me how we're doing, how people see us, and where we should put emphasis on as a community. And then another thing, I'm looking at some notes. Another thing that I'm involved in, another organization that I'm involved in, is Common Sense Media. So they have a Silicon Valley Advisory Council, and I think now I'm called a field liaison. So I'm a head of school that's on that council of volunteers, and I'm privileged to see results of their studies early on. And then we had our first meeting of the fall yesterday, and at that meeting we discussed some of their work regarding AI and social media and impacts on teens. And then another study, which was really interesting, regarding what they call grind culture on kids 13 to 18. So most of our parents' kids obviously are younger, but some of the Synapse parents have 13-year-olds or soon to be 13, 14, 15-year-olds. And what this study showed is that a majority of American teens feel at least one of 6 types of pressures due to this grind culture, right? These are kids who are aspiring to college, and sometimes, certain types of universities and colleges. And so they talked, we discussed this, and I looked at the data, and the 6 types of pressure, here they are. Game plan, which is pressure to have a set game plan for their life, right? Achievement, pressure to be exceptional and impressive through their achievements. Appearance, pressure to look their best or have a certain body type. Social life, pressure related to having an active and visible social life. Friendship, pressure to stay available and be supportive to friends. And the 6th one, activism, pressure to be informed about different issues. And the statistics and the data was pretty stark, right? That this pressure, most kids are feeling one of these pressures. Many kids are feeling multiple of these pressures. And I think as a private school situated in Silicon Valley, we need to pay attention to these things. I know at Synapse, we are doing our best to alleviate any pressures on children, and certainly the preteens, as they head towards high school. But we're very aware of our place in the ecosystem. And so parents, I think you too should be aware of these things, paying attention to your kids at a young age. What are their predispositions, right? How do they feel about certain aspects of their social life, their academic life, and how are these pressures maybe manifesting even earlier? So again, I have a privilege to be on that advisory panel with Common Sense Media. Great organization. You could look at some of the stuff they have there. A lot of these results from these studies will be released soon. And so we're here to pay attention to kids, not only while they're at Synapse, but also prepare them for the exit afterwards. Okay, that's it. You got a copy of this, hopefully. This is our Annual report 23-24, the story of last year. You got it at back to school night. Check it out. We're very proud of this. Jamie, Director of Communications, puts it together. And it really talks about our admissions process, how we did last year, how much financial aid we gave out, our change maker, the programs, how we allocate our resources. The financials are in here too. So check it out. Okay, a lot of things on the calendar. Some of you told me this morning at the coffee. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of things, but we're trying to be a community, right? We're educating a community of change makers. We take that seriously. So we hope you can make certain things. We know others are not going to make all the events. That's fine, but we're here to support you as a family, and that matters most. That's it. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.